Good morning. We are talking. Which foods can I eat to boost my gut health? A really massive topic actually at the moment, gut health. Um, and it's often actually blamed or seen as the solution to everything, which although one day maybe it will be, right now we don't actually really know. We know of all this good stuff that the gut health and bacteria might do, from reducing risk of cancers to hunger. Um, But we can't be sure right now that if you're eating these foods and increasing certain bacteria, this will cause this. There's arguments that it's just an association at the moment between eating certain foods and having certain outcomes. That aside, hey Mary, how are we doing? Over the next 3 to 5 minutes, I'm going to be talking about types of foods you could eat to boost your gut health potentially, and what I mean by gut health, what I mean by probiotics, what I mean by prebiotics. Because there's lots of terms, right? Synergies, probiotics, prebiotics, gut health. Then we go into like the role of like IBS and things like that. So before I go into this, if we just consider what the gut microbiome is, it's just a diverse range of bacteria. Okay, so they are living things inside of us. We are mainly bacteria, just a big bundle of bacteria, more bacteria than human, actually. So, and most of bacteria is actually good. Um, so what we want to do essentially is get a balance, and there's research out there that when you're promoting this good bacteria, this can have certain benefits, like I said, in terms of reducing risk of cancers, etc. And other immune boosting, energy levels, potentially weight, if that's that way. They did one study on twins where uh, they did they essentially did fecal transplant. They sterilized mice. They got these human twins, sterilized the mice, obviously, put one obese twin, one lean twin. Okay, so same genetics. They put sample from the obese twin into one mice, and the other into the other mice. And what they found was the mice that were given the obese twins gut microbiota gained weight, whereas the one given the lean twins microbiota didn't gain weight. And it just shows that maybe we've got it the wrong way around. Maybe it's the gut that leads to the weight gain. Or is it vice versa? We don't really know. But anyway, I'm going to go over this. And just before I go into this though, high stress, little sleep, eating lots of processed foods, high sugar foods can all be harmful for this, okay? Complications include, weight issues, fatigue, skin issues, potentially autoimmune conditions, food intolerances. Could go on, but that doesn't mean we should blame it for everything. So let's go into it. So what is a probiotic? People often say, should I take a probiotic? Probiotics are actually the bacteria that live in our gut. So these are live microorganisms, as they're called, which when given in right amounts, so consider this, right amounts, could give a benefit to us, the host. We host this bacteria at the party that we're having inside our gut microbiome. So they can offer health benefits via the balance in the body. Now, we can take probiotics, and people often see benefits to this, their symptoms, but remember, they need to eat food. The food that they eat are prebiotics. It's a bit like, Pac-Man, that one. So Pac-Man's coming in, that's like the probiotics, and it's eating all the little bits as you go, right? And that's the, sorry for the Pac-Man analogy, that's the prebiotics, but then if you hit a monster, the bad bacteria, they're fighting for the same food, okay? So prebiotics, these are basically types of fiber that they eat. Now, I want to go for a few different prebiotics food that you can eat. Now, I want to say though right now that this is specific towards gut health, okay? Not arthritis, not IBS, potentially, gas, bloating, also things like that. And eating these foods is linked with potentially better health in terms of even mental health, potentially. Like, there's so many things. Like even improving the body's absorption of calcium. Like there's research into this, so, which is interesting, right? Because especially today, like bone health is a big thing about this as well. So let's go into this now. So one thing that I'd take from this is prebiotics food. What are they? So if you think about things like apples, they're rich in a pectin fiber, asparagus, garlic, onions, banana. The greener, the better for the prebiotics. Oats, artichokes, or fartichokes, as they often call them. These are great. And then you've got like beans and legumes. They're great as well. And then we're looking at, okay, how can we get more of the like probiotics into us, like the bacteria into us? So then you're thinking fermented foods. And I spoke about this yesterday, what happens if you cut foods out? So then you're thinking like yogurt, kimchi, sauerkraut, kefir, tempeh. All these can be examples of that to get the probiotics in. You can also take like Yakult and Actimel, and they're fine. Like what one's better? They have different strains, and it might be that one person you take one for a certain period of time, then you switch over to the other one, so you get slightly different strains. You can even supplement with it if you wanted to, like Biocult, or something like that. There's loads of brands out there. But if you wanted to just randomly increase it, like get some more beans, legumes in your diet. If you can handle them, if you've got IBS, type in. If you write podcasts below, if you want to learn more about like the IBS side of things, I can send you a podcast that I did with a dietitian on this subject. So if you want some small swaps that you can just implement straight away, it might be that instead of having milk, we focus more on like kefir or yogurt. We add tempeh to like stir fries. We can have some sauerkraut in our burgers or whatever. Little things that you can just add in on there, like the types of fruit, like I said, apple, porridge, all these things can help as well. So, but again, this does depend on your digestion. I'd increase your water intake if you are increasing your intake of like artichokes and stuff like that, because these fibers and oats, fiber does soak up water, can cause digestive issues, etc. Which is another topic, by the way. I'm talking about getting the potential benefits from promoting good bacteria, whatever that means. It might help with satiety by default, whether that's for the fiber or the prebiotic, the probiotics. That's a good thing if it helps us feel more full up and satisfied. Maybe it helps with cravings, hunger hormones. We don't know, but doing this will not harm. So give it a try and let me know how you get on. Have an awesome day. Take care.